Fremine! Oh, you finally made it.
Mm-hmm. Any mission Father assigns to...
Is that the first prophecy slate? Huh. So the name...
I looked everywhere and finally found it at the bottom of the sea. But has the trial already concluded?
Thank you for your hard work, Mr. Fremine. Please allow me to review the record. Traveler, I believe that you have already seen the other existing
Huh? So what do you see?
I believe I've now made sense of the Hydro Archon's
Huh? Isn't the Hydro Archon... so when you say Hydro...
In truth, everything that you've encountered in... However, I'm uncertain as...
Okay, let's... The first stone slate describes what you just said. It seems to show the... Does that mean that Fontanians are trim? The second stone slate shows Celestia floating in the sky, and the Hydro Archon and... This must be the point when the Hydro Archon and the The third slate shows the Hydro Archon seeking into the... Well, the fourth slate is the prophecy the Fontanians have been talking about. We didn't believe that such a crazy disaster... That doesn't sound... That doesn't...
We know from the case of the serial disappearances of young women that Fontanians can be dissolved in... And the first stone slate tells us that long ago the Hydro Archon... This might be the reason that Fontanians can... Perhaps what is about to take place has all happened before. And the original sin cast down on the people of Fontaine by Celestia. It's not as simple as falling into the sea. When Navia fell into the sea, her consciousness was subjected to judgment. The stone slates show the people gathered around the Hydro Archon in the sea. Could that...
That doesn't sound...
The prophecy from the stone slates found its way into society, but not many people believed it at first. The fortress of Meropide was nearly flooded with primordial seawater, which we know can cause Fontanians to dissolve. It seems increasingly likely that the prophecy, if we hadn't dealt with it in time,
They'll dissolve into the primordial sea but won't cease to exist. Their essence... The Hydro Archon was sentenced to death in court, shocking everyone present. Navia fell into the water inside those ruins, and she nearly dissolved. She was surrounded... The eruption of the primordial sea at the fortress of Meropide was the surest sign. The stone slate's contents can all be verified by recent events. It now, but then it feels like...
Let's hear them.
Incredible. We're...
All Fontanians were originally created by the late previous... The evidence for that can be found in how only Fontanians could dissolve in primordial seawater, and how all the girls Vacher dissolved... Oh, and according to Navia, when she was about to get dissolved, she also...
Indeed.
Yeah, and it follows from the content of the first slate that she probably angered Celeste. That could also explain why the Oratrice judged
The Hydro Archon's true sin?
And yet, after many hundreds of years, the Hydro Archon's creations have turned around to try to...
Yeah, isn't the image here just like with Navia? So wouldn't it be trying to show the image of the Hydro Archon also falling into the sea once... In the end, the people will all be dissolved into the waters. And all... Did Paimon get all that right?
You've made some keen deductions. I must say, given how... However, while you were able to decode all the information on the... When we were at the ruins, I tried... Now that the slate collection is complete, I shall make another attempt to
What?
I believe I should share this truth not only with you, but with all the people of Fontainus. Your hypotheses regarding the origin of Fontanians and the sin of the Hydro Archon. In the Fontaine of old, the previous Hydro Archon sensed the yearning of her Oceanid familiars for life on land. The Oceanids were enamored with the beauty and romanticism of human beings, and wishing to have those experiences for themselves, expressed to the Hydro Archon their desire. However, even though water as an element, not one to give in, she eventually found a way to create permanent humanoid bodies for... She poured primordial seawater into the Oceanids' blood vessels. But if Fontanians were to ever come into direct contact with water from the primordial sea, the power within their bodies would escape these artificial restraints and return to the sea. Of course, the Hydro Archon never received permission from the heavenly principles to create a new human race. And thus, the Hydro Archon and all of her creations came to shoulder the original sin of appropriating the power of the primordial sea. That is the true history of how the people of...
That's way too much information for... Wait, but if that's the truth...
This really might be too much information for your regular fun.
Alas, your hypothesis regarding the third and fourth stone slates was inaccurate. A key point of the visual on the third... They have not been... The nation of Fontaine is the nation of Hydro, as well as... You may also recall not... Therefore, that the people of Fontaine shall try the Hydro... Yes, it refers...
I think I'm following now. So, in truth, everything we've done has happened
What should we do?
Huh. No matter what, the prophecy will be
If that's the case, does that mean the scene in the...
Traveler, I would like to point out another small fallacy about the fourth slate. You probably thought that the eruption of primordial seawater beneath... However, I believe that rather than being a sure sign, that eruption could... As for the root cause of the catastrophe, I believe it... This eruption was just a small warning of the things to come.
That doesn't...
It was both dream and reality.
If we're talking about a true culprit, that could only be...
The truth, the original sin, the trial,